Hello, guys. Welcome back to SWS Boxing. Delighted to be joined with Chris Bourke. He's had 14 fights, 13 wins with one defeat, and 8 wins by knockout. And he's fighting Friday, the 22nd of March, at York Hall for the vacant British bantamweight title. And he's fighting Ashley Lane. And yeah, good to get you on, mate.
Yeah, nice to come on. Thanks for the invite.
Anytime, mate. And my first question for you is, how did you get into boxing?
Um, I started boxing when I was 15. And one of my friends was at a club and he just invited me to come down one day and I went with him and I just really enjoyed it and carried on going from then really. So yeah, it's just by luck, to be honest.
Hmm. Did you have an amateur career?
Yeah, I had quite a few amateur fights. I used to box for Ballon Boxing Club. Uh, and then I got onto Team GB, boxed for them for 3 years. So, I had quite a few amateur fights, and international fights, and then turned pro with the Peacocks after that.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, you had some start to your career. You had your first 4 fights ended with a knockout slash TKO win.
Yeah, yeah, and they were tough boys as well. They don't usually get stopped, so that's what I was trying to do. So it was getting people talking.
Hmm. Then you fought Jose Hernandez.
Yeah, yeah, very tough man. He was, I think, the first guy I didn't stop from Nicaragua. He was very tough.
Hmm. But the one where I would say maybe your highlight real KO so far was against Louis Norman at the Copper Box round 3.
Yeah, yeah, that was a good knockout, that, and also that was probably a little step up as well because he'd obviously won a few titles as a professional, and as the first sort of little step up I had, so it was a big fight for me.
And talk about yeah, do you feel like that's your best knockout to date?
I think yeah, it's probably the most spectacular one shot I've got. Uh, Probably, yeah, I'd say that is right. The Rama knockout's good as well, but I think probably the Louis Norman one's the best.
Hmm. After round 2, did you feel like you were like going into that round 3 were you always thinking that you were going to get him out of there that round?
Nah, you just box, and if it comes, it comes. And I just landed the perfect shot at the perfect moment. It's boxing, and things happen.
Was that your first time boxing on BT?
No, I think that when I boxed Hernandez, that was on BT. It was on a Frank Warren card anyway.
Mm, cool. Then you fought at the Cliffs Pavilion and you fought Rafael Castillo and you won 40-36.
Yeah, that was a very short notice fight because I just come back from holiday, and they offered me the fight, and I said yes straight away. So that was just a nice fight to come straight back into, really.
Hmm. And then of course you fought in behind closed doors in the BT Sports studio. Not many people can say that, and you fought for the Southern Area Super Bantamweight title against a very good opponent in Ramez Mahmoud when you won 96-94, and I do believe that was on a Joyce card where he fought Woolish, was it?
Yeah, I think so. I think you're right. Yeah, and yeah, that was I was very fortunate to be able to still box in COVID times. So yeah, I'm very grateful for that.
Was it strange boxing with no audience?
Yeah, it felt a bit like a spa. You could hear everything and everyone. So it was unusual, but it was a good experience.
Hmm. Talk about the fight.
I thought I won it quite comfortably, to be honest. When I heard the scorecards, I was a bit confused. Um, but a win's a win, so that's all that matters to me, really. And Ramez is a very tough, come forward fighter, so it was good rounds in the bank for me.
Hmm. Um, how confident were you that you were going to get the decision?
Oh yeah, I thought I won nearly every round personally. So yeah,
I would say probably I haven't watched it for a long time, but I've watched it maybe 4 times. And on the night, I think I had seven, maybe seven or yeah, 7-3 to you, I would say.
yeah, yeah. So I feel like I won most of the rounds. So yeah, I was very confident I had won.
And how did it feel picking up your first title?
Yeah, brilliant, man. You know, in the history books as a pro, and you know, the Southern area is the sort of gateway to bigger and better fights. So it was nice to get that belt.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, it was yeah, so and then you fought Rebletzer and you picked up your second title, the WBC International Super Bantamweight, and you stopped him in round two. That you said that you like that fight.
Yeah, well, you know, Roman Bledsoe was another step up again because at the time he was also the English champion. Even though that the English belt wasn't on the line, he was still the champion. And he had beaten like 4 or 5 undefeated fighters in a row before
Mm,
boxing me. So, you know, it was a big step up again, and I feel like yeah,
statement.
it was a statement exactly. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, why wasn't it not for the English?
I think because I wasn't mandatory for the English, he couldn't fight me for it, so he vacated it, and then we fought for the WBC International.
Oh, was
Yeah,
the Southern area not on the line that fight?
no, it was just the WBC title.
So did you vacate your Southern area after you won it?
I think before I won it, I vacated it.
Oh, so the plan was after the Southern area to always push on after.
Yeah, I was never going to defend it. I felt like I was just going to move on from there straight away. Yeah.
Fair enough. And then yeah, it was the church house. And yeah, talk about round one. How it sort of started off.
But, you know, it was a cagey first round, obviously, because it's our first round, sort of seeing each other's styles and stuff, and it was a pretty, you know, not much happened to be honest. And then same thing again, you know, second round, I set him up with a perfect shot, and it landed, and that was the end of the fight, really.
hmm Did you expect him to get back up from the first knockdown?
To be honest, I didn't. It was quite a heavy knockdown, but you know, it shows how fit and tough he is. But he got up and he tried to move and avoid stuff, and you know, he was still there for a bit. So yeah, you know, credit
Mm.
to him.
And then you fought at the Wembley Arena, and you defended your WBC international title against James Beach, and you won 190, 99, 92, and 99, 91.
Yeah, so you know, basically a shutout victory. And you know, James Beach is a tough fighter. Up to that point, I think he'd only lost to Brad Foster, so it was he was a good opponent again, and it was valuable rounds.
hmm Do you feel like you were almost too slick for him too quick, and you sort of beat him to every punch almost?
I think so. Yeah, you know, I think yeah. I mean, I just feel like my game plan on the night worked, and I don't know. I think maybe my power bothered him a little bit, but I don't. You know, I don't know. I think just my style was the better style on the night.
hmm and was that your first time boxing at Wembley Arena, that one?
No, I think I've boxed there once before that.
hmm
Yeah,
Do you put any
early.
yeah, do you put any pressure on yourself going into like all of your fights? You put pressure on yourself.
Yeah, definitely. You know, every fight feels like it's a must-win fight because it always is, to be honest. You know what boxing's like when someone takes a loss, everyone sort of starts writing you off, so you have to always put
Mm.
on a good performance.
hmm And then you fought for the British Super Bantamweight title. You fought Mark Leach at your call. Unfortunately for you, it didn't go your way. You lost on unanimous decision.
Yeah, you know, bad night in the office for me. Mark's a very good fighter, but unfortunately, you know, suffered with a broken hand and nose and stuff. But you know, he done what he needed to do on the night, and he boxed well. So yeah.
How hard was it to take your loss?
It was difficult because I think the hardest thing was because I had an injury. It took me so long to get back in the ring and sort of get back to winning ways. It was almost a year out of the ring before I could fight again. So that was probably the hardest part.
hmm What do you feel went wrong, or do you just feel like you just didn't get going that night?
Yeah, you know, there's a few little things. Yeah, just a bad night in the office. That's all I
hmm
can say. Really.
Yeah, but you bounced back against Darwin Martinez, and you won in round three.
Yeah, good fighter. I think he went to the Worlds as an amateur, so good fighter and awkward, and yeah, got him out of there. So that's a good win.
Um, yeah, because the first two rounds are sort of, or maybe it was round one, he did catch you with, I think it was one, I can't remember what shot it was, but he did catch you with one.
Yeah, he was a strong boy, and he caught me, and it sort of made me realize I had to really switch on. Couldn't be too relaxed. So it was the wake up call I needed, really.
Hmm. And was that your first? Of course, you fought at Super Bantam. Talk about the weight move that you moved down in weight to bantamweight.
Yeah, well, yeah, that was the first fight under the super bantam limit, and then all the two other fights after that were also under the super bantam limit. So yeah, it was just seeing how I felt, how my body felt, and yeah, felt good.
Hmm. And another good fight you had with Kevin Tran, a 58-56 win again at York Hall. I was there that night. It was good fight to watch.
Yeah, well, the Trana fight and the fight before Martinez fight, they were both had like 4 weeks notice for them, so they were quite quick turnarounds. But I struggled. I didn't box too great in that fight, but as long as I got the win, that's all that mattered, really.
Hmm. And then Adam Bebenga, I think that's
Yeah.
what you say his name. You put him down to a body shot.
Yeah, and he was one of them boys. Didn't see any footage of him, but he had a record that suggested he was a big puncher. So just I was a little bit cautious of that, and then just boxed my way until I saw openings.
Hmm. Of course, and now moving on to your upcoming fight. You've got Ash Lane at and another shot at the British title. And you're topping a stack card top to bottom.
Yeah, exactly. I feel very grateful and I'm excited to be headline in this show.
Hmm. How's camp going?
Camp's going well, getting some good sparring in, training hard. So, ticking all the boxes and making sure I'm fit and ready for the night.
Hmm. Any nerves going into the fights?
Yeah. I mean, I'm nervous for every fight because every fight it doesn't matter who you're fighting. Like I said before, you have to put on a performance and look good. So there's nerves for every fight.
Hmm. What do you know about your opponent, Ash Lane? Of course, he's coming off a TKO win over Jordan Perkis, former two-time Commonwealth champion, and he's the current English champion.
Yeah, exactly. Like, he's a veteran of the sport. He's won a lot of titles. He's done well. He's beat a lot of good boys, and he's been in the ring with a lot of good boys. So, he knows his way around, and he's not going to be an easy opponent. So I've got to make sure I'm 100% and ready.
Hmm. Yeah. How do you feel, of course, going again for the British title, and what does it mean fighting for the British title?
Yeah, I was calling out Sean McGoldrick last year because he was the champion at the time. So I'm just very grateful I've now got the opportunity to try and get that to win that British title and have my name as a British champion. So that's what I'm aiming for.
Hmm. Yes. Did I wait? What would it mean to you winning the British title?
Oh right, so well that's what I'm in the gym every day grafting hard, it's to win these titles. I mean everything. When you turn pro, you want to be a British champion. So yeah, it mean the world to me really.
Hmm. Of course, you went Southern Area WBC. You've won the titles, and now is this the one you want? Is from when you started, was the goal always to become a British champion?
Yeah, yeah, I wanted to. I feel like I've done it the old-fashioned way. I've done the Southern area. I've beat the English champion. I've won a WBC international, and now I just want to get that British and then move on from there.
Hmm.
So
What,
yeah.
what are you expecting from your opponent?
Um, sorry. He's a very aggressive, come forward fighter. I think he's going to put a lot of pressure on me and, try and make me answer some questions. So I'm just preparing for that, really.
Hmm.
Yeah.
For fans who want to come and support you, how much are tickets?
Tickets are £50 unreserved, £60 reserved, and £100 ringsides. And
Hmm.
just message me on my Instagram at c.borky and I'll sort you out some tickets.
Good stuff. What can fans expect from you?
Um, fireworks. You know, I always throw big shots and get people hurt in fights. So, you know, you can guarantee that in a fight.
Of course, you have got those 8 knockouts on your record at the minute. Can we expect another knockout from you, or the usual saying, if it comes, it comes?
If it comes, it comes, you know, but I feel like if I get the opportunity, I'll take it. So yeah, who knows?
Good stuff. And yeah, before I let you go, mate, as always, do you want to thank manager, trainers, sponsors, just anyone who's helping you at this moment in time?
Yeah, you know, obviously Frank for setting it all up, my manager Martin for setting it all up, and my sponsors, they're all just helping me stay in the gym and graft hard, you know. Got Unity, Parameters, Raise Building. So yeah, you know, just very grateful for it.
And from me, mate, thank you for your time and good luck on March 22nd.
Nice one. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye,
Cheers,
mate.
mate. See you later.